Milk incoming!
Why are you talking about Tyson again?
What do you mean again?
Don't you know what again means? It means like the time before. You're always talking about him.
See?
Especially you. How can you not like somebody you've never met?
Good point, Karen.
Yes, you should only hate people you know. Like Miss Braybrook.
But you love Miss Braybrook. She's the reason you're Christian.
Not anymore, that's all rubbish.
I think rubbish is a bit harsh.
I don't believe in God anymore, I'm a Satanist.
I think that's an atheist. Satanists do things to goats.
I don't care. It's not good to be a Christian, but you have to pray for an hour, then you have to get up, have some milk, and sleep for 3 hours.
There's anything about drinking milk, is there?
There is something about drinking milk. I've been a Christian.
Yeah, but you can't. See, you can't just describe things as rubbish because you have to treat everybody's views, whatever they believe, with equal respect.
What?
Don't you?
Even idiots?
Well,
Even people who want to stab you in the eye with a pencil?
well,
Even people who want to blow up?
Come on now, look, you should be in bed. Off you go. Off you go.
Damn!
There is a difference of opinion about how long our species in general has been on the planet. It's a flash of a second in evolutionary time. Richard Dawkins thinks it might be as long as 250,000 years. Look, you make it 250,000. Francis Collins, the man who did the DNA decoding, the Human Genome Project, who is, by the way, another Christian scientist, or rather, scientist who is a Christian. I won't make that mistake again. You know what Mark Twain said about the work of Mary Baker Eddy, the Christian Science writer, founder of it, her books? Chloroform in print, he said. This is a digression. It's a digression. Francis Collins says at least 100,000 years. We can show we've been around for that long. It's quite a long time. I'll take 100. Never mind. I don't need 250,000 for my point. Make it 100,000. 100,000 years, people have been, our species have been around on this speck. Born, usually dying. Actually, a great number of them in childbirth wouldn't have got beyond being born. For the first 80 or so, 90 or so thousand years, nearly 100, not living more than 25 to 30 years at the most, then probably dying of their teeth, if they were lucky, or of the other needless mammalian things that show us that we bear the stamp, as Darwin put it, of our lowly origin, the appendix we don't need anymore, innumerable other shortcomings of our design. We're designed to live on the savannah that we've escaped from. Terrible disease, suffering, misery, malnutrition, and fear. Where do the earthquakes come from? Why is there an eclipse? What are the shooting stars doing? And awful cults of sacrifice to try and ward off what are in fact natural events. And war, and rape, and the kidnap of other peoples and the enslavement of them. All of this goes on, gradually inching up to the point where you can brew beer, a breakthrough in my view, domesticate animals, separate one kind of corn from another. So very millimetrical progress, but terrible struggle, sacrifice, pain, misery, and above all, fear and ignorance. And you have to believe this if you believe in monotheism. For the first 97, 98,000 of this, heaven watches with indifference. Oh, there they go again. That whole civilization's just died out. Well, what are you going to do? They're raping each other again. They're poisoning. They think that the other tribe has poisoned the well, so they're going to kill all their children. All this. Just watch all that. 3,000 years ago at the most, it's decided, no, we've got to intervene now. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. And the revelation must be personal, must appear. So we'll pick the most backward, the most barbaric, the most illiterate, the most superstitious, and the most savage people we can find in the most stony area of the world. We won't appear to the Chinese, who can already read. We won't appear in the Indus Valley where they know a thing or two and they're already, they're very far advanced. No. We'll appear to this brutal, enslaved, hopeless, superstitious crowd, and we'll force them to cut their way through all of their neighbors with slaughter, genocide and racism, and settle on the only part of the Middle East where there's no oil. And all subsequent revelations occur in the same district. And without this, we wouldn't know right from wrong.
Wow, joining me on the show, Dave Silverman. He is the president of American Atheist, a group that put up that billboard. You didn't even have your own money. You had to get it from somebody else, a donor?
Well, we have lots of donors at American Atheist.
All right. I don't really care what your views are. I get it. You don't believe in God. That's fine. You're free to believe whatever you believe. Is it just Christians you're picking on, by the way? In other words, have you ever done a billboard campaign against people that are Jewish or Muslims?
Yes, we have.
And what have you done against the Muslims?
We put up a billboard in Elizabeth, New Jersey that said, you know it's a myth in Arabic. And we put up a billboard in Brooklyn that said, you know it's a myth in Hebrew. What was the reaction? Actually, the Islamic billboard, the Islamic people were actually all about, well, this is a free country and you can say what you want, and some people agreed and some people disagreed.
Well, look at the reaction to the Danish cartoons, or look at the reaction to this YouTube video where Salman Rushdie and the Satanic Verses. There's been some very...
But you know what that is? That's actually a form of terrorism. That's actually a form of them getting us to obey their religious beliefs without imposing the rule of law on it. They scare us into obeying their religious beliefs. It's against their religion that we're not
care what you believe. I get it. You're an atheist. I'm not going to sit here and convince you. You believe nothing can come out of nothing, which is what I believe atheists in the end have to believe. But that's not the argument. You want to insult people. You want to attack them. You want to stick them in the ribs on their holiday, and you just want to be rude and narcissistic and mean. Why?
Sean, we have never put up a billboard criticizing people. We criticize religion, and religion is perfectly open market.
But people believe in religion. I'm a Christian. I look at a picture of Jesus, and you just want to rub salt in a wound.
No.
Why are you doing it then?
Because this is the time of year when so many atheists who call themselves Christians drag themselves to church against their own will because they think the church...
Atheists who call themselves Christians. You don't know
atheists who call themselves Christians.
You said it. You said
well, let me explain
article.
what I'm saying here, okay? They drag themselves to church because they think the church is an integral part of Christmas, and it's not. We're saying for those people, you can keep the merry, you can have a party. You don't have to go to a church in which you don't believe. You don't have to pray to a God in which you don't believe, and you don't have to donate money.
Nobody's forcing you to go to a Christian church, a Catholic church, a synagogue, or a mosque.
I disagree.
Wait a minute. If they're allowing people to force them to go, that's their problem.
Well, and we're telling them not to. That's exactly the point of the billboard. Don't allow people to force you to go to church.
We know that a large population of Christians are actually atheists.
Yes.
If they are really atheists, and they don't have the courage of their convictions. I mean, you're an atheist. You come on this program and you say you're an atheist.
Right.
All right. What am I? So
there's a lot of familial and social pressure that keeps atheists in the closet, and we at American Atheists are trying to relieve that pressure.
You are too full of yourself to believe that people care.
No, they care very much.
I don't really care.
I know you don't care, Sean, but a lot of people do care, and they care very much because they think they're alone. And we're here to tell the atheists of this country that they are not alone.
So they're that weak that they can have their families pressure them and force them into stating they're believers when they're not.
I wouldn't say the word is weak. I would say the word is forced by their family and familial pressures.
No, nobody's forced. They're too weak to stand up for their
I don't want to use the word weak, but I do want to use the word misguided. And we think that it is misguided for an atheist to call himself a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim when they should come out of the closet and give the gift of honesty this year to their family. It's the greatest gift.
So what happens when you die? What do you think happens?
You die, just like everything else in the universe. Yes.
That's it. There's nothing else.
It's not a pretty picture. This is it. There's no fantasy here. The reality is that every living thing dies. Let me ask you this.
Do you believe in the Big Bang Theory? Do you believe in evolution?
Yes, of course I believe in evolution. Evolution is a
Now, my next question is, so where did all of those molecules and energy come together to collide to create universes within universes, the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, human life, animal life, and plant? That just happened randomly by accident.
The fact is...
So nothing came out of nothing.
The opposite is God did it, and where did God come from? He came from nothing? Did he have parents? Did he have a creator? No, it's not a difference.
Because you're looking at this from a very narrow, egotistical vantage point.
It's not about ego. It's about science,
You can't believe this there's something greater than you.
No, that's not it at all. The fact is that in absence of knowledge, if we don't know something, that's not evidence for an invisible magic man in the sky. That's evidence for the fact that we need to learn more. That's what it means.
Good to see you.
You're an atheist. Give me a fucking break, Michael. All right, you know what? We need to start going to church every week. I've had it with this.
I don't believe in God.
Bullshit. You got yourself confirmed, and you said to the bishop.
Yeah, but a lot can happen. You can think.
Oh, a lot can happen. All of a sudden, you can just quit believing in God?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there is no God.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. You want to know there's no God? Then you're going to get absolutely nothing. Nothing for Christmas, because that's what Christmas is about, is Jesus Christ.
Okay.
No, it's not okay, Michael. It is not okay. You have